Hi and welcome to Geek Club. In this video, we're going to talk about a type of verbal reasoning question known as letters for numbers. Let's start with an example. Have a read of this question. Each of the letters from A to E represents a number. Work out the correct answer to the calculation, giving your answer as a letter. Okay, when you look at the question, you'll see that there are 5 letters given, A to E, and each of these letters has been assigned a numerical value, a number. And then we're given a calculation to work out, in this case, A divided by D. What we need to do for this question is firstly translate all the letters we have into the numbers. So we're essentially rewriting the calculation in a way that we can then calculate the answer. So let's do this here. A. Well, what does A equal? We can look up here to find out. A is 21. So we're going to rewrite 21 divided by D. And what's D? D is 7. And now we have a calculation we can work out. 21 divided by 7, which is 3. But remember, we now need to convert our answer back into the appropriate letter using the information in the question. So we have the number 3, but we need to turn it into a letter. So let's have a look at our question again. Which letter is given the number 3? It's C. So the answer is C. Now this calculation was relatively straightforward, but some of them will include more than one type of operator. So it might have a divide and a plus in the calculation. So for example, you could get something that's A plus B divided by D. Now remember, when you have a calculation that has more than one operator in it, we can't just work from left to right. Okay, we're not allowed to do that in maths. Some operations are more important than other ones. And so we need to remember BIDMAS. So just as a reminder, in case it's been a while since we've done this, the BIDMAS tells us the order in which we should do calculations. Okay, and it starts with brackets, which means anything in calculations which has a bracket in it, we need to do anything inside the brackets first. The I stands for indices, and indices just means square numbers or cube numbers. So if you see a square number or cube number, that needs to be calculated next. The D and the M stand for division and multiplication. And division and multiplication are equally important. We don't have to do dividing before multiplying, okay? When we have lots of divides or multipliers in a question, we can work from left to right for the divisions and multiplications. And then the last thing we should do is addition and subtraction. So they're the least important mathematical operations to do. Okay, here are a couple of examples. So I'd suggest you pause the video now and try these two, and then we'll go through the answers together. Let's have a look at question 1 first. We've got B times D, take away C. So remember, let's translate the letters back to a number equation, because that's a number sentence that we can solve. So B we can see as 2 times D is 4 minus C, which is 3. Okay, so we can see here we have a multiplication to do and a subtraction. So which one of these should we do first? Should we do 2 times 4 first? Or should we do 4 minus 3 first? Well, let's think about BIDMAS. And in BIDMAS, multiplication comes before subtraction, which means the multiplication is more important. So we'll do 2 times 4 first, which is 8, and then we'll take away 3. And 8 take away 3 gives us 5, but remember, we need to turn the answer back into a letter. So if we look up at the question, we can see that 5 is the same as E. So E is the correct answer. Let's try number 2. E plus D in brackets divided by C. So from the question, we can see that E equals 5 and D equals 4. I'm rewriting this, divided by C, which is 3. But now which should we do first? Should we do the adding first or the division first? Well, looking at BIDMAS, we can see that anything in brackets is the most important thing to do. So we need to calculate the 5 plus 4 bit first. So 5 plus 4 is 9, and then we can divide it by 3, and that gives us 3. So looking back at the question, we can see that a 3 is the letter C. So C is the correct answer. So that's it for this question type. You can see it's relatively straightforward, but the main thing we need to remember is BIDMAS, making sure that we do the different parts of the calculation in the correct order. And don't forget to turn the number back into a letter at the end. So the steps are, we translate the letter question into a number question. We'll do our calculation as normal, remembering BIDMAS, and then convert our numerical or numbered answer back into the appropriate letter. As usual, if you go to the website www.geekclubkids.co.uk, you'll find a set of practice questions and answers on this question type.